Guys, it's finally time to read One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. This is my next library TBR jar challenge book. Your girl has been waiting. The person before me that had it from the library would take it forever. They were late, but I finally have it, and I have the next one on hold. So right when I'm done with this, hopefully I can go right into the next one. For those who don't know, this is a part of my TBR jar challenge book list. So basically I've written down a bunch of books that I know are at my local libraries, put them in a jar, and then I will either have my cat or me pick one out of the jar, and that is the next library book I go check out so I can support my local libraries. This is the one I picked a while ago. Man, it was like November maybe. I picked my last one. So this is a YA dark fantasy romance. I think it also has some gothic fiction in it as well. I did not know it was a YA, but I'm very excited because I feel like YA romanticises are my favorite romanticises, so we shall see. It is a duology, which is also a breath of fresh air because I feel like, especially in the fantasy genre, there's always like 3 or more books, and they're always like over 500 pages, which your girl is always here for the ride. But it's nice. It's a breath of fresh air. This book has 392 pages, and before I get right into reading, I'm going to read the back. Elspeth Spindle needs more than luck to stay safe in the eerie, mislocked kingdom of Blunder. She needs a monster. She calls him the Nightmare. He protects her. He keeps her secrets. But nothing comes for free, especially magic. When Elspeth meets a mysterious highwayman on a forest road, her life takes a drastic turn. Thrust into a world of shadow and deception, she joins a dangerous quest to cure Blunder of the dark magic infecting it. Except the highwayman just so happens to be the king's own nephew, captain of the most dangerous men in Blunder, and guilty of high treason. A maiden must unleash the monster within to save her kingdom in this dark, lush, gothic fantasy debut. Awesome! So I'm going to go ahead and get cozy and start reading. I also always forget that this is it's called the Shepherd King duology. I think it's because I always think it's like One Dark Window. Like the Shepherd King just seems so different. So I never think to say the Shepherd King duology. I always say One Dark Window duology. But obviously, it will probably make more sense once I read it. Guys, this book is so creepy and fun. We've learned that Elspeth, the main character, when she was 9 years old, basically got a fever, sickness, curse that does the lovely thing of turning all of the veins in your body black and can possibly give you dark magic that you don't want and can basically make you go mad, amongst other things. And the reason this curse is a thing is because the Shepherd King, we figured out why there's a Shepherd King, everyone, which is just like, I guess he was the king of this land. And essentially there is a spirit of the wood who is like a well-beloved spirit in the woods that the people of the land like honor and probably worship or think is a god. And to kind of honor the fact that the spirit of the wood was clearly like powerful, they would help take care of the woods, basically making sure everything was all good. And so as a thank you, the spirit of the wood gifted the Shepherd King magical gifts and wishes that would be granted to the kingdom. And the Shepherd King was like, hey, I want to share this magic with my people. So he made 12 Providence cards with this magic that essentially split the magic up, I guess, into each card that could be shared with the people. And the spirit of the wood was not happy. She got butthurt because she wanted to be the only one that would like, people would go to her, So she was a little sad and butthurt and mad. So she was like, okay, you're going to do that. So now I'm going to create this mist that when someone walks into it, they get cursed and they go mad. And they call it a fever. It's like a sickness. The curse began. Oh, Robin's back. Hello. And the only way one can get rid of the curse is to bring all 12 Providence cards together. But the spirit of the wood is like, haha, I'm going to take one of them So she has one of them. So like it can't happen. And so now this curse in the land is still around. And when people find out that you are cursed with the fever, they like put you in jail and probably kill you. So our main character, Elspeth, has been like basically hiding this secret since she was 9. She's now 20. She lives with her uncle and goes to her father's house every now and then. Her mother also passed away, so she is kind of living with her aunt and their family right now. When she got the fever when she was younger, never really obtained or felt that dark curse magic within her. She was just waiting essentially to go mad or something to happen. And one day, she found out that her uncle had obtained one of the Providence cards, and she went into the study, I think, where the Providence card was. And of course, it's the nightmare card, which, of course, and essentially on this nightmare card, there is a beast, a picture of a beast. I think she just touched it, and the beast is now trapped inside her brain, and she's stuck with this and this secret, and now her and her family are invited to this ball, which she's most likely going to go to, and that is just causing fear in her heart because she doesn't want to get noticed, and she also does not want to just go crazy at some random point and like hurt somebody because she still feels like there's some magic that's going to come out at some point. So she's very nervous, but that's where I am right now. Super, super intriguing, and I'm gonna keep reading. I just ate, showered. I'll probably have some of my Ben and Jerry's at some point because I love her. And yeah, let us continue. Okay, guys, so I promise I do have a book update, but first I need to show you the cutest bookmarks I made for my plant pop-up this weekend. I am obsessed. It's literally just laminated paper and like designs I made on Canva, and I put little bows in. Look at the little capybara. And my favorite, which I put in this book because it's pink and it's beautiful. Yes, I have read this and I rated it 5 stars. Thank you for asking. And look, this is my favorite one. I did cowgirl boots, and then I put like little balloon hearts inside of it with the like heart background. It's my favorite one, and I put the little bow on top, and I'm definitely going to keep this one because this one's my favorite. But yeah, I'm obsessed. I already have so many bookmarks, but are you kidding me right now? Literally, first of all, I made it. Second of all, how iconic is this? It's so cute. It's a little bow on top. So back to the book. I am currently on page 116, chapter 11, and we have our love interest. His name is Raven. Bro, they keep doing it. This guy's so dirty. 3 times already, they've talked about how big his nose is, and I feel so bad. And he is a part of the royal family. I believe the king is his uncle, and he found out that she was fevered, but he's not going to tell anybody because he wants to know if she has powers, and she told him that essentially she can see the cards like glowing and stuff in people's pockets. She has not told him about the, monster inside of her head, but he's not going to kill her. He's not going to do any of that. He is at this point kind of testing her to see kind of, I guess, her magic, but we don't know exactly why yet. So she's kind of like, ugh. But anyways, that's where I am. Because dark fantasy and gothic fantasy isn't my go-to, I had a trickier time getting myself interested in it, but the writing is really good, and so it changed my mind very quickly. My goal is to finish this tomorrow. I don't know if that's going to happen because obviously I work during the day, so we shall see. But this is due on the 10th, and today's the 4th. My husband is actually interested in reading this as well, so I'm trying to also finish it tomorrow so he can read this before I have to return it, and then I can get the second book, and then he can read it before I have to return that one. So that's the goal. I don't know if I'm going to film reading the second one. I might just do this one, but it's calling to me and I want to, I will do that. But if not, that's okay. Plus I kind of want to see what my next TBR jar pick is. So I will check back with you guys in a little bit. Hello everyone, I am back and I finished the book. Unfortunately, I recorded this already and somehow the file got corrupted, so I've already returned it to the library, but I figured I can still talk about it and it'll be great. I ended up rating it a 4.5 stars. It was a very, very pleasant surprise, and I'm very glad I gave the gothic fantasy genre a second try. It was very, very good. All of the writing was impeccable. I loved seeing the little poems at the beginning of each chapter. The romance was super, super cute. The only thing I will say is that I would not put it at a YA. I would almost put it more towards a new adult NA, because there is a spicy scene and it's more descriptive than I was anticipating, because I heard this was a YA, so I'm a little confused about how all that works in publishing, but definitely wouldn't recommend it to anyone younger than 18. Besides that one spicy scene, just like the general theme was probably too much for anybody younger than that as well. So just know that before you go into reading it or recommend it to somebody. But yeah, I am very, very excited to read the second one, and am definitely glad that I have it on hold at the library. So it's actually in transit. I looked when I came home earlier from returning it. It said it's in transit to me. So it's been returned. It's just getting to my specific library. So I'm very excited about that because it definitely ended on a cliffhanger and I cannot wait to continue. And I also, with that, did pick my next library TBR jar pick for next time, but of course that also was not kept. It was corrupt for some reason. But what I did remember was that it was a yellow sheet of paper, and I did keep the yellow sheet of paper. So we are going to pretend that this is new, because I do want to just pick the same one because I was already really excited about it. So we're gonna go ahead and do it again, even though I know exactly what I'm gonna pick, but it's for the fun. So I do know that it's the yellow sheet of paper. I do have more yellow sheets, but I dumped them all out for this purpose. And I also don't know if I've clarified this or not. The colors of the sheets of paper I use have no meaning. They're not specific genres or anything like that. I literally just like made a bunch of papers in different colors and wrote a bunch of stuff. So it literally has no correlation to anything specific. But the one that I did end up choosing was The Only One Left by Riley Sager. This will be my first Riley Sager novel, which I'm very excited. And it's actually very funny that I ended up picking this one because I actually bought it for my sister for Christmas and she really ended up enjoying it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to read it, but I don't know when I'm gonna read it because it's in this jar. And lo and behold, February, I pick it up. So that's really exciting. So I will most likely be reading this in March, along with a few other thrillers or mysteries or anything like that. But let me go ahead and get my Goodreads to read the synopsis. I will say that I did not and will still not read the whole thing because there are a lot of things in it that I can't say, but you'll kind of get the vibe from the first sentence. It's very, very popular. This is what it looks like. It's actually a really, really cool cover. The rating on Goodreads is also 4.13. At 17, Lenora Hope, her sister, with a rope. Yeah. Now reduced to a schoolyard chant, the Hope family murders shocked the Maine coast one bloody night in 1929. While most people assume 17-year-old Lenora was responsible, the police were never able to prove it. I'm gonna stop it right there just because there's more that I cannot say out loud, but just know that it is very popular. There are a couple booktubers and book talkers that have read this. Larissa or Larry, she rated it a 3 stars, and then Kayla rated it a 5 stars. So we shall see if my review is the same, more or less, as those guys. But yeah, I'm very excited to read it. Again, I'll probably get to that in March. And then, like I said, I will read the second book in the Shepherd King duology. I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm definitely going to, at some point, when I have a larger bookshelf, add it to my collection. I'm just hoping and praying that I like the second the same or a little bit more than the first. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this video here. If you have read this book, please let me know your thoughts and reactions down below. I would love to hear it. Or if you're reading something else, I would love to know that as well. As always, I will see you guys next week for another video, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, evening, morning, morrow, whatever it is. Bye everybody.